Dear friends, recently there were news reports that there was a patient whose COVID tests were negative and yet he was treated as if he was positive. Let me give you the facts behind it. 52-year-old gentleman, diabetic, hypertensive with heart issues. He comes to our emergency casualty and he was breathless. His oxygen saturation was only 82%. His life was in danger. We know how difficult it is to get ICU beds. Immediately he was treated. He was shifted to COVID suspect zone in the ICU. There he was aggressively treated. The next day when the test was sent, COVID test was sent, it came as negative. But clinical impression was still COVID. X-ray findings were like that. And his presentation was similar to that of COVID. So he was aggressively treated. On 24th, a repeat test was sent. Even that came as negative. But the clinicians still had this suspicion. They continued to treat. He received all the required medications. He was on non-invasive ventilation, and finally he started improving. The repeat test sent on the 31st was COVID positive. So this is what really happened. Now, the relatives of any patient, we understand them. We must sympathize with them because they are anxious. It is all right for them to have doubts. But when it comes to the news media, the TV media, our request to you is please find the truth, the full truth, not the half-baked truth. There is something called sensitivity of a test. When it comes to RT-PCR COVID test, the sensitivity varies from 65% to 90%. Not only here, world over. Sometimes it does not pick up. So you put together clinical findings, radiological findings, CT scan findings, and together you come to a clinical diagnosis and corroborate it with the results which come. And this is the fact. He received the best possible treatment, and that's why he is better today. Nobody can guarantee a 100% positive report of treatment, but then by God's grace he has improved. We hope he will continue to improve, though nobody can guarantee complete recovery, but we think and hope and pray that this gentleman will. So this morning the doctors and nurses came to me and they said, we have been working so hard and selflessly, and why is it that the news media publish half-baked truths? We understand that you are doing your job. You may not have the full knowledge, but our request to you is find the full truth and present it to the public.
We should always correlate the clinical presentation with the laboratory and the radiological tests. This gentleman who presented with us has a typical clinical history, and the X-ray and the CT findings, they are very typical of COVID, and therefore our medical team has made the proper clinical diagnosis and they have given the best possible care for this gentleman. And not only for this gentleman, for all the people who are getting admitted in BBH, they are giving their best possible care.
Knowing the personal risk involved, not once did they hesitate to provide excellent care to the COVID patient. Each critically ill patient is assessed by senior doctors. We are really proud of our staff, and they deserve public support and appreciation.
Let us fight this common enemy. Let us not demoralize the frontline warriors. We have a common enemy, that is COVID, and we are in it together. Thank you.